The big story out of the weekend were the pictures of Daly Cherry Evans, where you could just tell the realisation that Manly's season and his final season with them wasn't going to. Is very unlikely to feature finals footy. He's got game number 350 coming up this week. A lot of discussion around his future. Where is it all at?
Well, you were talking about moon landings and stuff before, weren't you? This is straight out of that. We're in X-Files territory now.
Feels like it.
Look, it's a really weird one. Like earlier in the year, he came on this show and declared that he was not going to be a Manly Seagull. The assumption all along has been he will be going to the Roosters. Now, there's been doubts in recent days raised by people like me about all of this. I made some inquiries today. Officially, I've been told there is no contract between the two parties.
Okay.
Now, I'm going on people that I trust and believe, and they've assured me there is no contract between the Roosters and Daly Cherry Evans. There's not one in a drawer that hasn't been registered. There is no contract.
Any agreement, though?
I've just been told that. I've been told no contract.
Could there be a handshake agreement?
I asked about that, and they said there has been expressions of interest from both parties. Right. For something to happen. Now, read into that what you want, right? Now, the other thing I'm getting told is that the Roosters are closely watching what Daly Cherry Evans is doing. Now, they're not doing that for fun, are they? No. They're doing that because there's an intention, obviously, to try and get into the club. And if Nick Politis is promising anything to players, I trust Nick Politis to be a man of his word and things to happen if there's some sort of expression of interest. But at this point, there is no contract. Now, I have to believe the people telling me that because they're heavily involved in the deal.
So with this scenario, is there, while there's, I guess, scuttlebutt about maybe the Roosters getting cold feet, is there also scuttlebutt about maybe Daly Cherry Evans not wanting to play on beyond this year?
I reached out to Daly today for a chat. He didn't respond. Yep. So I don't know what's going on inside his head. I asked those same questions of people who are involved in this deal. Yep. And they're saying that his intention at this point is to play on next year. So that's all I'm being told. I can't guarantee that because I'm not him. I haven't talked to him about it, but I've talked to people around the deal. The other thing that's interesting that's going on is Hugo Savala, who's obviously a highly talented young half. There are going to be talks this week between Hugo's agent, Steve Gillis, and the Roosters about a new contract. Because right now, Hugo is earning $80,000 a year and he's on match payments as well. So he makes around $140,000 a season. That's well below market value, obviously, for the way Hugo's been playing. Yep. He'd probably, if he went to the market, if Steve Gillis got his way, I reckon he'd be looking for a deal around $450 up for Hugo Savala for next year. Hugo's been told, again, scuttlebutt, stick around, learn from Daly Cherry Evans, and be patient. So it feels like all the intentions are for this deal to happen despite, and this is not my opinion, this is just the information that I can gather that's going on at the moment. And from the start, Gus has raised questions about whether the Roosters need Daly Cherry Evans. I don't know if your opinion's changed on that, Gus, at all, or whether you feel like he's now the player they need or they don't. I don't know. So.
No, but after that last 2 minutes, I feel more stupid than I did before.
Thanks for your support.
I haven't learned anything during that period.
Well,
he's going to the Roosters.
There's no contract.
He's going to the Roosters.
You basically just said there's no contract.
There's no contract.
As a player or as a coach?
He's going to the Roosters.
The idea
he will be playing with the Roosters next year.
There is ideas for 1 year to play and 1 year to coach.
He's going to the Roosters. Yeah.
Unless he retires.
He's going to the Roosters to play next year.
Well, there's been doubts raised about it, right? Yeah. You know that.
But you don't think the Roosters are going to pull out on it?
If Roosters gave their word, Roosters will honour their word. No risk in the world. But I don't think there's
no one from the Roosters is saying it, Gus. No one will confirm it.
Well, no, because anyway.
Roosters are good at keeping things in house.
Yeah.
But you just basically said the Savala's are going to go on somewhere else, and you said
they've been told to stick around.
Stick around, learn from DC for a year.
Because a lot of people have been asking today, saying, "Is this deal going to fall over?" And I'm just trying to provide answers.
Well, that's media scuttlebutt.
That's what we do, Gus.
That's what you do.
That's what we do.
That's why you're on this show. Carry on.
Okay, well, let's go from the skipper to the coach, Anthony Seibold. Because obviously,
next page,
the tougher things get for Manly at the back end of the year, the more the heat's turned up on the coach.
I don't want to be rude when I say this about Manly, but there's an extreme paranoia at Manly at the moment about one of the leading player agents in the game, George Mimas, who's got one of the biggest companies in the game. They think that Michael Ennis and Matt Ballon are being pushed by George Mimas to be the next Manly coach. Again, I don't want to be rude to Manly when I call it paranoia, but there is no need for George Mimas to do this at the moment. 12 months ago, Manly approached Mimas, who manages those two guys, to get a succession plan going where Michael Ennis would be the next Manly coach.
Right.
Now, whether they're changing their mind on that, I don't know. Right now they're saying, I spoke to Manly today, they're saying they 100% support Anthony Seibold to be their coach. I'm hearing on very good authority from the playing group that not everybody's on board with that from the playing group. Again, Manly think it's relating to players at that club managed by SFX, which is the company that George Mimas is involved with. And that includes a couple of the biggest names in Manly. So there is a definite situation at Manly that's causing angst for the Seagulls, and whether that leads to Anthony Seibold going, I can't guarantee that, but the Manly chairman has come out and said he'll be staying.
Okay. Full
Does
support of the board.
does that clear anything up for you, Gus?
I feel more intelligent now.
Okay,
yeah.
good. A quick one, Jackie Trbojevic, is he going to play again this year?
Again, we're very Manly heavy tonight.
Yeah,
but they're in the
there's a lot
news.
of stories there.
The Manly Seagulls would prefer that Jake Trbojevic, this is from their management, not from Jake. I haven't talked to Jake about this, but from their management, they would prefer that Jake doesn't play again this year now that they're out of the finals race.
Yep.
I don't know how Jake feels about that, but he has had a number of head knocks recently. And
Is it 3 this year?
I think it's 3.
It's at least 2, but he's on a stand now, so he won't play this week anyway. So there's only 2 games to go.
Yeah,
if they don't win this week, the season's over.
But the season's pretty much over.
Pretty much over. So for his health and safety, he's probably better off sitting it out. But
It would make sense.
he won't want to do that.
No, because he's a warrior and he's been a great for Manly. But and his contract, Gal, it's getting close to being done. He's got 1 year, then he's going to go for another year.
He and Tom? Is it like a package deal? Or?
Jake.
So it's just Jake.
I think the Tom contract has been put on hold a little bit.
Okay. Now, it wouldn't be scuttlebutt without a mention of the top dog and the Bulldogs. What do you got for us tonight?
Well, how the hell are we in scuttlebutt tonight?
Yeah, well,
Come on.
You lost a game.
What do you got?
I hope I can make myself more intelligent out of this one, guys.
Okay.
Who needs Gal and SBW? We've got Denny and Top Dog tonight.
Satili Tupanua. I don't know if he's coming back or not this week, but there's been a bit of talk that he's getting he's done his hammy a couple of times. And Gus, I've heard that he's been sent to a specialist in Melbourne. Is that correct? And what's happened with that if that's the case?
He's actually been sent to, he's gone down and visited some of the people who look after the AFL players because they get a lot of this and they're actually experts in it. I think Nathan Cleary went down to see them when he had his
Same
hamstring
guy?
injury.
Or?
I think the same guy at the same club. And we're actually taking a couple of players, because we're in Melbourne this week, our staff are going out to visit the AFL club and talk more about the treatment of these types of things. And we're actually taking a couple of our young players who had hamstring history just as a double check to see what it is, but they've been very helpful with Satili. So your scuttlebutt is 100% right, Danny.
1 out of 5 or something.
Wow.
Well, it's pretty good for you.
I'm happy with that. I'll take that.
20% win rate. Coaches get sacked for that.
Journos don't. They always live to fight another day.